Let's try and get into the nitty-gritty and look at some of the provisions which could cause a lot of dissent and disruptions. Sure. Primary among them being the provision for minority reservation. Now, there is a sense that this is unconstitutional. The government, under pressure from the Yadavs, the BSP, SP, wants to push this through. What's your sense? Because a lot of people believe that there is no real need for religion-based reservation in what is essentially an anti-corruption ombudsman.
Look, I totally agree with what you're saying. Let me take it a step further, to take a slightly independent line. There are two acts of reservation that the government has indulged in the last 1 week. One is the proposed reservation in the Lokpal. The second is the proposed reservation for Muslims in the backward class quota in Uttar Pradesh with a view to the election. Philosophically speaking, I am against the former and support the latter, which is obviously not a view that my party takes. But what I would say is the following, which is number one, when you put religion as an instrument of inclusion in a constitutional body or just a body that should be purely based on merit, you dilute its sanctity. You also don't get the best people in the best possible places to help your nation. The argument that certain MPs gave, MPs like Mr. Owaisi and Mr. Yadav, they said, and you saw the debate, they said, if you don't put Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains in this committee, it will send the message that they're not good enough to be on it and that they are not against corruption. That's a completely garbage argument. It's inane because what it does is, A, it divides the country, but more importantly, let's understand, we've had a time in our country not too long back where we had a Muslim president, okay, and a Sikh prime minister, both of whom got to where they got by being brilliant scientists and brilliant economists. So to say that the only way that a Muslim lady or a Christian gentleman or a Sikh person or a Jaini can get on this is by reservation. There are brilliant people from these communities that exist in India today. They're brilliant people, they're brilliant doctors and lawyers and civil society activists and media personalities and politicians, and let's get the best people for the best. In Uttar Pradesh, why I would say that I support this philosophically is, did the Congress do this with an eye to the votes? Obviously. But just as religion cannot be a way to include people, your religion should not be an instrument for exclusion. So therefore, if you're a Muslim dhobi or a Christian weaver, you should have the same rights that a Hindu weaver and a Hindu dhobi does. It is not accurate and practical to say there's no caste in these religions. After all, if caste was originally based on occupational stratification, which it's supposed to be, then as the Ranganath Mishra report says and other reports have said, that it exists across the board in some shape or form. So give the Muslim weaver and the dhobi the same rights as they would get if they were Hindu.